Hey, what's happening, YouTube? How's it going, everybody? Thank you for coming back to another episode of Aquaporn with me, Steve. Bringing you episode 2 in my series Garage Days Revisited, where I am redoing my breeding project here. First episode, just to recap a little bit, we talked about the racks and the tank sizes that I've gone with. And why they fit in this space, in this tiny particular space for me, and my whole idea of the project. I guess the whole idea of the series is to have a plan and work the plan and plan the work, or the other way around, whichever way you want to see it. However, I do have a tight space here. Now, I did have a plan in the beginning. However, in my excitement, I did things not in the correct order. I guess maybe some of you can relate to that. But before I knew it, I had things in areas that were hard to maintain. I couldn't get my hand quite to. So today I'm going to talk about the electrical and plumbing. Ideally, you want to be able to get behind your racks, behind your tanks, to do maintenance or to plug in or whatever you need to do. But here, that is not the case. Rather, in my little particular setup here. So I had the idea of plumbing the tanks so they drain without hoses, and also the electrical. In the beginning, I was running this little corner with an extension cord from the other side of the garage because this side has no power. So plan your electrical, people, and where you're putting things, that you have easy access to that, or you're going to have to do what I did. And so we're going to talk about the plumbing and electrical. Let's get to it. Now, you can recall I said I ran this whole thing with an extension cord from the other side of the garage. So what I had to do is I had to put an outlet here, and I ran the whole room on its own breaker. I put it on a 20 amp breaker, so this is strictly on its own breaker, and that is a good thing, because it won't overload power outlets in the house, which it has in the past. One thing I had said too is that it's hard to get the things if you don't plan it out correctly. So here you can see my outlet where I have power strips plugged in, and then they go to power all my racks. You can see here's the first power strip. It'll power the heaters and such for this rack. I can easily get to it with my hand, unplug, plug in, and get around the back of the tank, anything I need there. The other ones are not so easy to get to, but still manageable. Up there, I just have to reach in the back, and that'll power this rack. And then another surge protector back there that'll power this rack, and miscellaneous auxiliary components that I may be using. No big whoop, but the important thing here is to have power set where you need it, power set where you can get to it, and where it won't get too wet from a tank. So drip loops, don't forget your drip loops. And onto the plumbing. When you have a multiple tank system, doing water changes with a hose and bucket is a real drag. It comes tiresome very, very quickly. I happened to be in Home Depot when I saw these babies. This is actually in the electrical department. This is electrical conduit for watertight sealant conduit. But I was like, that kind of looks like a bulkhead. And I got the idea to use these to help drain my tanks because of the perfect shape that it is, and the fact that it's a watertight. Now, what I found is that with these particular things, you need to also purchase a second O-ring, because you want O-rings on both the outside and the inside glass. Otherwise it has a tendency to leak. That's just what I found. But once you do that, these babies are great. $3.59, so that is very economical, should I say, and especially when you have multiple tanks added up compared to like a $7 to $12 bulkhead. And then you just need to get yourself a ball valve for the tank, and then just a nipple piece that'll go under. So assembled, it kind of looks like that. and that ended up being perfect. With the exception of the fry tanks, as you can see, I put everything where it's easily reached. I got plenty of room for my hand. The whole system here connected to the tank. And then when I want to do a water change, I'm just going to mark on the edge of the tank 25%, 50% lines, and then I'll just open it up. And the tank is now draining. Down and out. So, ease of change. As you can see, it drops the water level pretty fast, wide open. Just close it up. But now all my racks are on that system, and then when I get my 20 longs for here, I'll drain them out on that side. Everything out the house. I was thinking about teeing in here with a connection and run it out to my garden in the summertime. That might be a good idea. But that's it for the plumbing. Next episode is going to be about this beast, or perhaps my new central air system. That's on its way. Comment, rate, subscribe. We'll catch you all next time.